To see someone like Della, who was experiencing the long COVID, and she was in fear that when her grandchildren were having their Christmas, their summer break, that she would not be able to keep up with them. She was worried about turning into a couch potato. She was feeling depression, feeling like she had no control over her life and situation. Just a few weeks of working with directed practice towards where I knew we could work quickly with her. She was able to actually go on a waterfall hike with her grandchildren and go to the top and feel great at the top. And now we use that imagery for her continued evolution and what she's working towards. Because it's not just a quick fix, but that alone, it was, a huge turnaround. And now she's ready for more.
Welcome back, friends. This is PCOS Unfiltered, the show where we cut through the noise, ditch the quick fixes, and talk about what it really takes to heal from the inside out. I'm your host, Lindsie, nurse, health coach, and a fierce believer that your diagnosis is just one chapter, not the whole story. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible connection between the mind and body with someone who truly bridges science and soul, Paige Turner-Gordon. She is a certified hypnotherapist, yoga instructor, and author of the book Pain Reset Without Pills. She's also the founder of a brand new healing studio coming spring 2026 that blends neuroscience, ancient wisdom, and body-based practices to help people rewire pain and reclaim their peace. Throughout these episodes with Paige, we'll talk about how your nervous system shapes your healing, what the latest neuroscience is showing about pain perception, and how ancient practices like yoga, breathwork, and hypnosis actually change the brain. So, whether you're struggling with chronic pain, stress hormonal imbalances, or just that feeling of being stuck in your body, this conversation is going to show you that your body isn't broken, it's communicating, and there's a way to listen. As always, the content shared on PCOS Unfiltered, Nourish, Heal, Thrive is for informational and educational purposes only. The views and opinions expressed by the host and guests are not intended to serve as medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your diet, exercise, or treatment plan. The information shared is based on personal experience and expert interviews and is not a substitute for professional medical guidance. Now, let's dive in. So yeah, you kind of mentioned your book already. So let's talk a little bit about that. So it is called Pain Reset Without Pills. How did you find that title? And, what does that reset actually mean to you?
Oh my goodness, yes. So again, like just the overprescription in general. And I've actually been a little bit careful and guarded with how much I talk about the aspects that really lights a fire and drives me is how many people from my generation I've lost from the opiate epidemic. It is a huge epidemic and it has hit every single one of us personally and multiple times. So that, is a little bit, I feel, I always like to look at the positive and beautiful side of things, but those are the type of pills that when, they get a hold of you, you can't escape. So there's that level, but then there's also, I was told that I should not take too many ibuprofen, Tylenol, that these are counterindicated for certain things I have going on. So I had no idea, even even as a pain management specialist, I still didn't know that ibuprofen and Tylenol can cause major liver and connective tissue disorders and are dangerous themselves, especially when we're used to popping 6, 8, 10, 12 in a day. There are also a lot of my clients who have a new diagnosis, for example, diabetes. Now all of a sudden they can't take anything that they were relying on before. So there's all those different elements of why not the pills, because I'm not again anti-life-saving medication whatsoever. So that was it gets your attention too. I know there are a lot of people who are working towards that. So, and why we're resetting. So, first of all, we have to kind of get all that gunk out of there if we've been taking stuff. So then we bring in the physical element, right? Like the mind body connection and the actual physical nervous system. So, yeah, your mind and your body are connected, and there's a spiritual element of it, but there's a physical structure that sends, a trillion million messages per minute back and forth between your brain and body. And it gets programmed and used to a certain pattern. So, for example, when a trigger or a trauma might have come into your life before, an anxiety attack or panicking might have been the best thing that you could have done in that moment to save your life.
Mhm.
Now, the nervous system is still working to protect. You can call it the subconscious mind. You can call it the mind body connection. But it is that thing that makes you tick, that wants to protect you, wants you to succeed, wants you to survive, wants you to thrive, but is thinking that's the best way to do it. Something that worked before that maybe is now blocking you from being able to progress. So how do we physically, how do we access that? How do we mentally and emotionally get to access the mind body connection? Then how do we send those messages back and forth? And you really can, through learning and neuroplasticity and building new neural connections, you can literally rewire those old stuck pain loops with calm feelings like safety and
Mhm.
connection.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's perfectly what
Mm,
teach in my program. I'm heavy on nutrition, but I do talk about just some simple breathing techniques because that
right.
does calm the nervous system. It helps you feel safe and not like you're being chased by a tiger all the time because you can't lose weight, you can't heal when you're in that state, stressed out. So yeah, that's uh the basis. I touched on it just a little bit of my program, but but it
I
is.
love that. You got to come at it from all angles. I don't talk about nutrition at all in here, but yeah, how is anything going to work if you're not, if you're shoving McDonald's in your mouth
Yeah.
24/7? So exactly. Um, and I love how you were talking about breath because that is one of the foundational. That's where we start. We do start with self assessment and getting a journal and really understanding the pain first before we just try to barge in and do anything about it. But the breath is the foundation, and that's where we start and end, because it really is kind of reprogramming, rewiring, resetting, however you want to call it, your response as well to stimuli coming in. So what do we do when, that bear jumps out in front of us, or a car pulls out in front of us, or we walk outside and it's all of a sudden cold? What do you do in that moment, right? Clench up, hold.
Mhm.
What does your breath do?
Yeah.
And we hold and we start breathing more shallow, which is, our instinctual trying to protect us. But when we learn and we practice how to access and we really get into the subconscious, so we go through the 6-week program to have a little mini daily practice. It's not a crazy commitment. It's just these incremental little things that you can do to learn a new muscle memory so that when that you know, totally safe but normal and annoying trigger comes into your life, instead of clenching, you can meet it. And the first line of defense is breath, and that becomes your go to.
Mhm.
And then your second line of defense is like your awareness and getting not allowing the emotion or the situation to carry us away, but to be present and learn to direct our awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
sounds simple, but it's wild
Yes.
how much it changes
Yes.
everything for people.
Yeah. It does sound simple, but when you think about it, it's I mean, it is something we do every day, so you'd think it'd be simple, but we just don't incorporate it enough into, our daily habits and our practice, and we don't slow down as a society. I mean, in general, we don't slow down when we need to so that we can actually be more aware, like you said, of what's going on in our bodies and around us. Yeah.
Yeah, like raise your hand if you have over racing thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happens to all of us.
Yep.
So, and these are, they're simple practices, but they build over time and they are so profound. Like, it's wild because people will come in for physical issue and end up resolving their emotional, mental life stuff as well. So
Mhm.
that's always fun to watch.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. So what is your why? What drives you, each day in this mind body, healing work that you do?
Cool. It's so funny. It's like every question leads to the other. So I love that our conversation is so meaningful. It really means a lot to me because it's like that's what I was just about to say about, working with clients. And that is, I hate to sound cliche, but it really is what gets me out of bed and why I can't stop. Like this is why I keep offering more programs and more live streaming and making all the videos and writing the articles because I see what I could only describe as nothing short of miraculous on almost a daily basis. And to see someone like Della, who was experiencing the long COVID, and she was in fear that when her grandchildren were having their Christmas, their summer break, that she would not be able to keep up with them. She was worried about turning into a couch potato. She was feeling depression, feeling like she had no control over her life and situation. Just a few weeks of working with directed practice towards where I knew we could work quickly with her. She was able to actually go on a waterfall hike with her grandchildren and go to the top and feel great at the top. And now we use that imagery for her continued evolution and what she's working towards. Because it's not just a quick fix, but that alone, it was, a huge turnaround. And now she's ready for more. Now she's ready for her calling because she understands that age doesn't determine how your brain can produce new neurons. We can make new connections and physically alter the old ruts and patterns that kept us stuck. So that keeps me going, and just knowing that I can bring this to four walls, which I know I can't not talk about because it's
Yes.
it's 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 all day every day doing that as well. So, but um just to be able to bring that and experience more of that, like it is reaching more people with the book, and people are coming to me saying that they, just a few practices in the book, literally flipping to through a few different pages, not even doing it one building block at a time, that they have cut back on their sleep meds, that they are looking towards not having any sleep meds when they have, it's been 4 years since they've had a full night's sleep without being heavily medicated, waking up in the middle of the night, to feeling like they can sleep all night long. What kind of, what a better world it would be if everybody was getting a better night's sleep at night.
Oh my gosh,
At
yes.
least that.
Yes, for sure. So yeah, so let's kind of pivot to talk about your studio.
Oh my
And
gosh, sorry. Yeah, I'm like
I know it
my
won't
little
go.
announcement because,
bit,
Yeah,
but
it really is. It just came out of nowhere. It kind of just fell out of the sky and landed, and here I am. So all of a sudden, going from being online, being traveling around the world, to being here in Roanoke, Virginia, little town that is definitely growing into a place where a community healing space is definitely welcome. And I'm so excited because it is in this. Uh, they're renovating an old sanctuary, so it's surrounded by stained glass. It has a very um, elevated, like historical and divine kind of feeling that I feel like we can create a healing space for everyone to not only come and practice like at a class or just take classes, but to feel like they're developing their inner connection and their inner healer and maybe even sharing their gifts.
mm,
So it's exciting.
so I've
Yeah, you
seen
got
the
to come down.
mock-ups. Yeah, I've seen the pictures and like the mock-ups that you put up, and oh my gosh, it looks so cool. Um, what is going to make it different than like a traditional yoga studio or wellness clinic or something like that?
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, the space alone is so unique and magical, right? And we're gonna, I'll have my classes. I really want to, for my classes that I'm offering, make it a more approachable beyond just yoga. We're coming in for mind body connection. We're coming in for that nervous system reset class series that lead up to that, and then the subconscious integration. How do we bring that into the community and out into our lives? So that's what I plan to offer, but I also want to open it up to have resident Reiki practitioners, sound healing, sound baths. The space is perfect for frequencies like that, healing frequencies, as well as really, have community nights where it's a gathering space, more so than just you come in, you get a service, you get taken care of, you feel great, you go home, but more of a place where you can come to develop these these healing gifts that you might have underneath the surface that we can have. So my favorite community building, a little bit of a different approach that we'll be bringing in different service is that my husband is a sommelier. So we'll be offering wine and wellness nights. So a gathering place where you can enjoy and imbibe on really, uh, you know, decadent wine that does not, while being mindful of our intake and of our practice with each other so that we're enjoying the experience, and you learn how to enjoy, the finer little things in your life. Just feeling the breeze on your skin rather than just rushing through the day, to notice how many beautiful things this place has to offer us and be mindful of that can change your whole world rather than being stuck on the news.
Yeah, yeah.
That fries your nervous system.
Oh my
So it
God.
absolutely fries it and puts you in a resting state of fight flight. So
Yeah,
if we can just all come down together in the middle, then we can kind of choose where to reset. If you want more energy, then you'll have energy towards those things. If you want to, chill and get your peace, that's where you can, choose to embody.
yeah, that's awesome. I
Yeah.
love the community aspect of that. I know when we had our gym, that was my vision to begin with, was just creating a community, and we definitely did that for sure. We had such a amazing group of people. Um,
I know.
but
I need to be the one interviewing you because I have tons to learn from you.
that's another time.
Yes.
Um, and you will, so when is the anticipated open
Oh,
date?
yes. So it is still under construction. We are anticipating opening March 1st with
Okay.
full hearts of knowing that that could shift a little one way or the other. So, yeah, aiming
And
for March 1st.
uh,
And getting everything ready for that.
And you will continue offering your online programs and
So
everything.
right now, through the right now, we are really focusing on getting as many people through the program and getting the book in as many hands as possible. Not only just to see how many people we can really affect their lives, but get it together for science. We're doing science. So, like I said, I was in the neuroscience and yoga presentation. We've got a ton of people out in the world right now that are working with clients and boots on the ground, trying to show how much we can learn and how much we can heal and how much we can prove what we're doing is really working. So I am fully online with workshops. We have we have some free workshops and paid, as well as my 6-week program. So
Mhm.
we have different tiers that everyone can try it out. I feel like it really often depends on what your situation is and how deeply we need to go to unravel or to work with that healing. I mean, if you just got out of surgery and doctor was told you 6 weeks to heal, that's a perfect time to do it, because this is made to be able to use in the hospital bed or if you're preparing to climb a mountain. So this holiday season, I really, really want to be there and just want to be. I'm here to help, to see which one of these practices. Let's fast forward your healing. You can go through the book if you like, but let's direct it from where you're starting, what you're dealing with, and how, whether we're dealing with mitigating pain and healing from a physical situation, or whether we're unraveling traumatic situations without going back into them, because we don't do that. We start from here and build. So from going through all of those things during the holidays can be extra tough. So I'm offering crazy discounts just because I want to see this work affect as many lives as possible, and I want to be there through the holidays as this has been there for me. I've definitely had a lot of stress surrounding the holidays, and I feel like I've finally gotten to a point that I can help de-stress others and rest and digest, because we're out there feeding everybody else and taking care of everyone. So it's the most important time to come within. So yeah, one-on-one group stuff, we'll be at it as much as we can. And I go live on on some social media as much as I can, and just like really take people's questions. People can come in and, I have a headache today, what can I do? So those are always fun. So I feel like, even especially when we have the studio, it'll be a beautiful place to continue to broadcast from, possibly have, an um, online library and a bank of the recorded classes for those who can't get out and get in the car and go to a physical location. This is a huge part of what I offer, is people who can't, who are restricted from that. So yeah, we're gonna keep showing up for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Um, wow, what a powerful conversation. I love how Paige blends modern neuroscience with the wisdom of ancient healing, reminding us that healing isn't about fixing the body, but reconnecting with it. If you love this episode, make sure to grab a copy of her book, Pain Reset Without Pills, and check out her online offerings at hypnoyogaonline.com. You'll find everything from mind-body workshops to one-on-one sessions designed to help you reset your nervous system and rediscover what safe feels like in your own skin. And if today's episode sparked something in you, a moment of awareness, a breath of relief, or even curiosity, that's where healing begins. Until next time, remember, your body is not the enemy, it's the guide. I'm Lindsie, and this is PCOS Unfiltered. Nourish, Heal, Thrive.